A new dawn for media is upon us. Media that is only positive. Media that is upbeat, not beat up. Media that you can support and can support you. Media that creates a dialogue. Media that doesn't exploit human tragedy. Media that focuses on good news, entertainment, and local and world events. Welcome to Good News.
Okay, hi, my name is Paul Slatkus, founder and one of the many contributors to Good News Corporation. In fact, we want your organization to benefit as a contributor as well. Why only good news? We have taken a somewhat uncommon market position because of our concern that traditional news media focuses on negative content and the world isn't negative. Negative content unravels the positive fabric of the world. Doesn't the world need at least one media outlet that only offers positive content to tip the balance? Besides, what better way to differentiate yourself in a crowded, very crowded media market? And for business potential, a new audience and advertiser base is already looking for good news. With the right partnership, Good News Corporation can provide a turnkey good news program to reach this substantial nationwide and international audience. Good news and entertainment are contagious and bring smiles. See? Problem solving, not problem finding. Good News Corporation's mission is to find, create, or receive life-affirming, thought-provoking, and educational, non-violent, non-sectarian, non-political good news, entertainment, and events. We distribute the good news of the world in English, foreign language, and cultural diaspora, with closed captioning and sign language. Ray Epson, president of Keep America Beautiful, who we interviewed, wrote us and said, "It is great to know that there is a broadcast voice devoted only to good news. There is much to celebrate, and we agree, and too few voices doing so." We interview many not-for-profits doing good in the world. It is always important when watching all media to understand what Antoine de Saint-Exupéry thought was in The Little Prince, which was written in Long Island, I'll have you know. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. I've always felt all media needs a Surgeon General's warning that it can be hazardous to your health. In essence, we are never taught about media, and it's about time that we learn more about media. We are celebrating our 6th year on the web and various other media, and are also celebrating the completion of over 2,700 interviews with individuals or businesses who are making good news happen every single day. Like Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, who is celebrating SOS Children's Village 10th anniversary, in which they give homes to abandoned children. We also interview many for-profit organizations and corporations and focus on what they are doing good in the world, as they do tons and tons of good things as well. Good news from media, financial, pharmaceutical, general market, and many other industries have sought visibility on Good News Broadcast. We have over 50 PR agencies feeding us with special stories, as they do with the networks as well. But with us, good news is the focus. For example, we interviewed Ted Danson for American Oceans, Danny Glover for anemia, Rita Marino for the American Heart Association, Marissa Tomei for Working Playgrounds, Leonard McNeil, our building security guard and sometimes my therapist, best-selling authors, varied stories on health, children, seniors, pets, and more. Our websites are interactive, so you can listen like a radio, watch like TV, and read like newspaper, all about the good news stories. I'm not going to play the sax, I'll give you a break. Entertainment and events, unedited and on the site forever. My personal 32 years in the communications business, including 6 years with Good News, 14 years with CBS and PBS TV, and our 18-year-old multicultural marketing organization, hundreds of thousands of dollars that I have invested, and other friends, and a passion to create, find, or receive content that we can share with like-minded people has been our research and development phase for our future Good News Broadcast TV and radio program and channel. With your financial and programming support, we will grow together. The FCC has begun to take off improper programming from the media and is looking at the violence, as we all know there is, in broadcast news, especially when it is broadcast during the breakfast, lunch, and dinner hours. Good News Positive program is a programming antidote. Our plan, along with support from the Advertising Club of New York, is to build exposure for our high-traffic websites, expand our distribution of our good news, create a good news paper of our own, develop a good news magazine, place our content into cellular phones, websites, and media syndication. We will become a good news wire service similar to what you see on the ticker on the bottom of the screen. We are the real in reality TV. Why fake it? We don't need sets. The people and the events of the world are interesting enough. Just put good news cameras on them. Our glass is more than half full, and your glass is more than half full as well. Waking up in the morning is someone's biggest good news story. In fact, our 6 billion person world is at peace, except for some small souls who resolve their differences through guns instead of words and gestures of goodwill. Our headquarters in Manhattan in New York and studio are at 126 Fifth Avenue, which is in the Flatiron area of New York. It's a great location. We love it here. With your financial support, we will build a state-of-the-art studio to broadcast our good news live to the world and from the world, even live from our corporate VW Bug, which I've had for a long time. Sometimes we do have We do have a great group of professional reporters, you caught me reading it, and members of our board. They represent many, many different subjects that we cover with our good news. Some of our reporters are Houré Alasson, international business reporter from Mali, Africa. Bob Bagger, poet laureate, the highest awarded public relations guru and father of good news. Actor, model, and inspirational speaker Margaret Baker, born with alopecia and also the most viewed story on our website. Heather Berman, Good Samaritan, helping children learn to ballroom dance. TV radio personality Cynthia Bryan, Be the Star You Are host, Northern California, and an author of Chicken Soup for the Soul series. Good News also has a partnership with Chicken Soup for the Soul. Glenn Brown, actor, health host, personal trainer, who has shared his body with me in Time for Summer. Thank you, Glenn. 14-year-old inspirational actor, Sonia Clark. Radio personality, Joe Franklin, and good friend. He's been a good Samaritan to so many and has helped Billy Crystal, Bill Cosby, Barbara Streisand, and many more. Larry Gluck, MD, radiologist and new scientific technologies, expert practical medicine guy, my brother-in-law. John Gray, doctor, inspirational speaker, author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Jerry Greenberg, visionary of a world home for ideas and ideals for our next generation. Good News will be the broadcaster for Jerry's initiative. Gabrielle Noel Greaves, corporate and not-for-profit business reporter. Percy Heath, jazz aficionado. Heath Brothers, modern jazz quartet. Alden James, president of National Arts Club, partners with Good News. Gerald Jampolsky, author of Love Is Letting Go of Fear. Yusai Khan, entrepreneur and One World TV personality, one of the most viewed women in the world. And Dr. Judy Kuriansky, relationship and sex therapist. Ingrid Lemmy, Gurney's public relations guru, founder of the American Dream Show and Dreamtown and Good News partner. Thelonious Monk Jr., T.S. Monk, musician who grew up with the legends. Laura Norman, reflexology, author, shoe inventor, and public speaker. Dr. Mario Padilla, actor, poet, professor. Ellie and Dr. Bill Paulus, animal trainer and veterinarian. Aaron Quinn, master Reiki practitioner and hypnotherapist. Phil Rosenbaum, CNN financial producer. Sherry Carter Scott, doctor, author of If Life is a Game, These Are the Rules, and she's a corporate consultant. Elizabeth Summer, nutritionist, author, network TV contributor. Sarah Stokes, MTV matriarch of the band, most viewed show created by P. Diddy. Renee West, model, actor, corporate representative. My friend Good Midge Woolsey, PBS Channel 13 spokesperson. classic radio host and entertainer. You know, there's so many hosts there, and the reason is because they all want to share the good news of the world with you. I would like to share the opening of our pilot half-hour radio program with you now.
Welcome to today's Good News Broadcast with host Paul Slapkis.
Aren't you tired of hearing bad news in the media all the time, to the point that you and your family have to wonder what is happening to the world? Well, we believe that the people of the world are good, and that there is much, much more good news to share than bad news any day, any time. Upbeat, not beat up. So let's accentuate the positive and minimize the negative, because that is the way it is. And let's hope that the rest of the media and audiences join in. Just simply getting up in the morning sounds like good news to me. You will hear life-affirming and thought-provoking good news, family-minded stories, and acts of goodwill on this and every good news broadcast. From celebrities to everyday people who are one and the same, and each has good news to share. Their good news is our good news, and your good news is our good news, too. On today's Good News broadcast, we feature Brian Jakes.
Brian
Jakes.
As in cakes, and oh, for goodness sakes.
Sharing a seafarer's tale that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
What you've got to do is squinch one eye up and let the other one roll wildly around in your head, and you've got to say, "'Tis cold, the angels command." Ha ha.
"'Tis cold, the angels command."
Ha ha. Ha ha. That's it. You're one of the crew now, Paul.
Marlo Thomas will speak about the right words at the right time, how a simple statement can change a life, including her own, and her St. Jude's Hospital outreach for all the proceeds.
I remembered a story when I was around 18 years old, and I was struggling to be an actress, and everybody in the media was comparing me to my father. You know, would I be as good as Danny Thomas? Would I last as long? Was I as funny? It was really intimidating. So I called my father crying, and I said, "Daddy, I never thought I'd say this, but I want to change my name and run away from all of this." And he said to me, "I raised you to be a thoroughbred, and thoroughbreds run their own races. They don't look at any of the other horses. They just wear their blinders and they run."
Marianne Williamson. Hi, Marianne. How are you?
Hi. Fine, thank you. There are enough people promoting hatred. What we need is to be promoting some love. You know what's happened on this planet is that there are people who have turned hatred, they have harnessed hatred and turned it into a political and social force field. And now it's time for those of us who believe in the power of love to harness that, to harness the power of love, that it might become what Martin Luther King called a broad-scale social force for good. There are millions and millions more people who love than who hate. And yet, hate has a kind of chokehold on the planet for no other reason than that it's so energetic, it's so active, it's so perversely courageous. And it's time for love to make a stand. It's time for love to claim the planet. It's time for all of us to have the courage to speak about loving humanitarian principles in our own institutions, in our own workplaces, in our own families, and not let the kind of idolatry that passes for success in America today to dominate our system.
Midge Woolsey, our Good News of the Week commentator, will share wonderful good news stories that we have received from our audience. And Thelonious Monk Jr. will introduce this week's featured artist. Our last segment includes either a not-for-profit or a good corporate citizen making a difference. This week's Love Our Children organization shares their mission with good news at the opening of NASDAQ, announcing April as the Child Abuse Month.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good news is the station that gives me such a thrill, hearing all great stories of people and goodwill. So if you're looking for good news, tune in and you will find, for your mind, your spirit, and your soul, get good news online. Good News Broadcast.com.
We are back. We also have created a weekly half-hour TV show, a 5-minute TV and radio show, and we are in development for a 24-hour, 7-day Good News Broadcast TV and radio channel for the world. We are doing much with very little finances. As we obtain more funding, sponsorship, financial investment, and create a traditional radio and/or TV broadcast program, we will be able to staff up and share yours and a great deal of humanity's good news. Thank you. So sit back and watch today's Good News TV show.
Run, 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 run to get online. Listen to good news all the time. If you're looking for news that makes you feel so fine, tune into good news when you get online. Life-affirming, thought-provoking stories and more. News that makes you smile before you walk out the door. If you're looking for news to enrich your mind, tune into good news when you get online. Run, 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 run to get online. Listen to good news all the time. Run, 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 run to get online. GoodNewsBroadcast.com.
Hi, my name is Paul Slatkis, and I'm here to share today's good news, entertainment, and events. A new global initiative, the SEED Award, supporting entrepreneurs in environment and development, was launched concurrently in Mumbai and Davos during the World Social Forum. The SEED Awards is an innovative program designed to recognize and support success stories in partnership for sustainable development around the world. Some partnerships are in India. A network of women slum dwellers is collaborating with UK engineers and a French water company to improve water delivery to their communities. In Ecuador, a consortium of European companies is working with the government and coffee farmers to ensure pesticides don't contaminate water supplies. In Africa, a small business owner is working with women cooperatives and government to test market solar technologies in rural areas. Go to unep.org for more information. Note, it's very important to note, good news anywhere is good news everywhere. There is only one planet Earth. Marathon runner Paul Tegot joins United Nations World Food Program, the WFP, race to defeat global hunger as an ambassador against hunger. Turgot, who received food aid as an 8-year-old school child in Kenya, Rift Valley, will use his high-profile platform of international athletics to raise awareness of WFP's school feeding program. Go to WFP.org for more information. We would like to share a vivid reality on Earth and an uplifting, hopeful ending with a film created by the Earth Council, narrated by Meryl Streep, titled A Quiet Revolution.
Throughout the world, every person and every family seeks security. Nations have pursued security through economic power and military strength. But can the accumulation of wealth and weaponry guarantee genuine security when half the world's people live in unbearable conditions?
You go around the world and you see the amazing progress in technology and science. There's no doubt at all that there are resources enough. The problem is the distribution.
We are all aware that things cannot continue as they are. Yet, the decisions that shape our world seem to be made somewhere beyond our reach. Feeling powerless to affect the crises facing humanity, many do nothing. But a growing number of ordinary people are carrying out a quiet revolution.
In some situations, all that it takes is for one individual to say, this is enough. We have to stop it. We can't take it anymore. And link up with others.
It's very, very important for us to take action at the local level. Because sometimes when we think of the global problems, we get disempowered. But when we take action at the local level, we are empowered.
So many extraordinary people share their success with so many. Businessman Rob Israel helped street musicians and himself give back to the world community.
We've been practicing for the last 2 months and scheduled this event. We brought together the majority of the WARC, Westchester Association of Retarded Citizens, to play for them for a fantastic day of dancing and music and food and celebrating life.
Everyone's got to be tapping or hitting an instrument.
I feel like it's giving back, and I feel like it's a really wonderful gift to be able to give this.
Here is some good news that was sent to us from our audience. John Smith from Culver City in Los Angeles writes, "This week I lost my wallet. It was Friday and payday, and I had just cashed my check to do some shopping. I received a call later that evening from Mr. Harry Benson, who had found my wallet. Saw my emergency number and drove over to return it. I offered him a reward, but he refused, and I asked him to join my family for dinner, of which he agreed, and we had a glorious evening to remember with this very, very kind gentleman." The Ms. Foundation created the White House Project and the EPIC Awards. Here, Director Julie Taymor accepts an award.
Directed, designed, and written for film, theater, and opera, and of course her most well-known work is The Lion King, directing The Lion King. Please help me welcome and honor the director of Frida, Julie Taymor.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I want to say thanks and honor a real woman with curves, Salma Hayek, who was able with Frida after 8 years of struggling to get her vision on screen to show this extraordinary woman, Frida, who came in, I think in the 80s, became a real icon for many women and many people who had had disabilities all over the world, because she was an incredible woman who was able to surmount what was a horrible accident in her very young age and create extraordinary autobiographies on canvas with her art. The other thing that I think we love so much about Frida, that through all of that, she was incredibly feminine.
Another letter that was received was sent to Phil Sowers of the World Water Rescue Foundation and their international spokesperson, actor David Carradine. They informed us about the Beautification Committee in Chicago, Illinois. The committee announced their upcoming Clean Water Day Fair to be held on Oak Beach in recognition of the upcoming International Decade for Action, Water for Life. Businessman and Swim with the Sharks author Harvey McKay shares some good news business wisdom.
You're a tricky guy. You have a lot of tremendous amount of wit.
Let's call it resourceful. That might be a better word, but true, pushing the envelope is how to get the edge, how to think outside the box, how to be a differentiator. Sometimes it's risky not to take a risk. Or let me put it differently, if you walk backwards, you'll never stub your toe.
Out in Montauk, New York, at Gurney's Inn, Joe and Edith DeSilvia renewed their 50th anniversary marriage vows on Valentine's Day. They attributed their marital longevity to, states Edith, "When we have a misunderstanding, we go to our communications table, better known as the kitchen table, and we talk about what is concerning us. We agree to disagree, or we agree to agree." That would be good for some politicians to hear that as well. Newell N. Nelson Jr., celebrating 62 years of marriage, gave his advice on what makes a marriage last. Our video, Good News segment, is of my daughter, Jennifer. Yay, Jennifer. No, at her wedding with Ben Senders. Newell states, "We have been married for 62 years. People ask me, what's your secret? The secret is the man makes all the big decisions. The woman makes all the little decisions. 62 years, and so far there hasn't been one big decision. But let me also say that could be turned around, the other way around, as it is in other households." At our office building in New York City, Bill Broadbent, Assistant Superintendent, shares some good news thoughts.
Billy!
Hi.
Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from the 6th floor.
From the 6th floor, okay. And this is the freight elevator for the building at 126, which is the corporate headquarters of Good News, right?
Yes, it is.
And Bill, you run Good News broadcast, right?
I would like to. I like to talk. You're running it now, so.
That's because well, no, we're running it together.
Yeah, we are, because I give you service, and so we're doing good. We're doing good.
Yeah, without your service, there's no doubt I would not, and we would not be doing as well. There's no doubt about it. Because Bill, you give a lot of good vibes, good feelings to
to us here working in this building. And what, you're like a superintendent of the building?
I'm the assistant superintendent.
And you've been the assistant superintendent for some...
15 years.
15 years?
15 years.
Now, have you enjoyed working here?
So far, it's great. Especially I got you here with me. And we will have a good time together.
Now, we interviewed you before, and one of the things that I remember I mentioned was the fact that you always seem to be happy and smiling. And what do you attribute that to?
Well, I attribute that, number one, like I say, you got good people here in the building. You know, the day goes by very good. You know, and when you work in a good environment, it's very good.
Well, that all stems from everybody being nice, I guess it boils down to. And lastly, our final good news thought for the day is written on a box of Celestial Seasoning Tea from Victoria Moran's book. Celebrating a charmed life for women. I think this is also good for men as well. Hang Tang Yufu from Taiwan perform in the background. Victoria's quote is titled Shine Time. Indulge yourself in what you do well. Spend time with people who you think you're splendid, and who tell you so. Celebrate yourself. Mark the occasions of your life with friends and festivity. Never get too old to have birthdays. Train those close to you to appreciate shine time by giving them some. Never leave an honest compliment unspoken. Don't downplay your success. And when you're in the limelight, invite others to share it. Allow other people unimpeded shine time. Nobody is in the spotlight non-stop. Accept that you will shine, step back, then shine again. The moon has phases from dark to full. So do we. We're fully valuable throughout the cycle. At certain times, we just attract more attention. We would like to close today's show with the sounds for a better world, working with the future of the world, our children.
I can hear a sound calling me. I can feel a rhythm trying to set me free. It's the simple sound of love in every song. Trying to find a way to bring us together. I can feel the world dancing one by one. Music in our hearts, crying out to be heard.
Sounds of a better world, small voices calling. A unique song score conceived and composed by award-winning composer Jim Papoulis, capturing the spirit of wisdom and healing innate in all humanity. It is a global symphony of voices and musical forms from diverse cultures that celebrate the hope children bring to the world.
Thanks for watching, and run to our website to hear the entire interviews and shows that you just saw. Thank you very much. We love you. What you just saw was just a little glimpse of today's good news. With your financial and personal support, good news will lift your spirit and the spirit of the world. You will receive a strong ROI that's returned on involvement as a part of the dividends, and we will demonstrate how you can benefit good news and how good news can benefit you. We can show you how we helped Tradescape Corporation create a socially minded outreach to the Harlem Youth Development Foundation, and how IBM benefited with the seniors, Native American Indians, Hispanics, and Asian Americans. You will be knowing that you, your corporation or foundation, or media will be recognized as a global leader who helped to stimulate the world's good news focus for today and future generations. Plus, as part of your benefit, we will do many stories on you, your family, or your company, the not-for-profits you support, and whatever you would like that meets our mission. Your good news is our good news. Let's make good news together. Thank you very much.